Hello, my loves. Amana here with your weekly moon soul messages for today's new moon on July 24th, a new moon in Leo. I'm holding the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, and I'm going to draw some cards from this deck. But before I do that, I have been feeling the call and knowing within myself, sensing that it's time for me to start sharing my practice of being love. And I would like to do that with you here now. If you would like to follow along with me. So there are, of course, practices of giving love, of receiving love, but my mantra, be love, which found me like 15 years ago now, just is one that I have developed myself and practiced over these 15 years in different ways. But the main component is just to embody love, to be in the energy of love. Can you cultivate and sit within the energy that is love, that is available and accessible to all of us at any time if we take a pause to be in the energy of love? So I'm already doing this automatically. I have one hand on my heart and one hand on my womb down here. And I invite you to place your hands where you feel so called, whether that be your heart, your womb, or both, or somewhere else. And feel the energy of love. It might help you to take yourself back to a memory, a time, an experience where you felt the fullness of love. Can you linger in that memory and be in the love just for a few moments here? Maybe close your eyes, take a couple of breaths. Feel your body, your lungs expand with love. Fill with love. Can you be in the energy of love? Can you yourself be the love? Can you intermingle and dance with the energy of love and be love together with the love? Stay here just a few more moments, maybe 3 more breaths. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open if they're closed. Maybe look out at the horizon. Release your hands and feel how just those few moments of being in love and being love may have shifted your heart, shifted where you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, from really low to really high, or sad to happy. I'd love to hear below if you felt a connection with this practice. I would love to move to the side here a moment so you can see these blue skies and clouds behind me as I walked to this place to record these messages for you. I came across this little blue birdie shell and just wanted to show it to you. How sweet and lovely. I have found other little shells before, bird shells, but never a blue one. And of course, they match these beautiful cards here. So, without further ado, I'm going to pull some cards here now. This first one, returning, spiral journey, growth, renewal. Gale is blowing for us right now. You might be able to hear her rustling the leaves or see her moving my hair. Boundary stones, negotiations, contracts, communication. And third here, lay it on the altar, hand it over, soften, surrender, forgive. I love that this first card here shows a labyrinth and the spiral, the returning, renewal, healed, these words. It makes me think of how in life our journey often does spiral, right? Like we are taught a lesson at one level or have an experience at one particular level. But then as we gain more time on this earth, as we acquire more experiences, when that same lesson comes around again, it hits differently, it feels different, it shapes us in new ways. And I'm feeling this in my own journey of now maybe 4 or 5 years offering my one-to-one services virtually and in person to women, my support, my guidance, my wisdom, my knowing. And 4 years ago, like I felt like I was at a particular spot with it. And I was exactly where the only place I could be in that moment. And now, after these years, I feel even more clarity on what it is I have to give and share. It's sometimes hard to put into words the impact that my support, my being with women can have on their lives. And I know that a lot of you here who follow me also do work in that realm of that can be somewhat invisible to the culture at large, and yet it is impacting us in all the ways every day. So I'm feeling that renewal energy myself. And then boundary stones, negotiations, contracts, communication. So this is making me feel and reminding me of the need for boundaries with people, and especially with clients, with family. We need boundaries and clear communication. And reminder that boundaries, we are gonna cross each other's boundaries sometimes. We're gonna cross boundaries and also have our boundaries be crossed in life, because we're humans and we're not perfect. And that's just how we operate. Reminding us that the negotiations have to happen, that we have to communicate when our boundary is crossed and not just let it flow by, because the other person isn't going to know that they crossed our boundary necessarily unless we tell them and renegotiate what our boundary is and make it clear. And even when we do that, when we make our boundaries clear, when we communicate, that also doesn't mean that the other person is going to respect that. We can only do what we can do. We have control over ourselves, and of course we can disengage with that person or not be in communication with them. We can have a consequence for our boundary being crossed for that person or group of people and do things differently. But that's, again, what we can do individually, because we're not actually capable of changing the behavior of someone else. And this last card, lay it on the altar, hand it over, soften, surrender, forgive. This feels like the call to lay it on the altar when you've done all that you can with something. When you feel like you're at a breaking point, stop. Stop doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Lay it on the altar, hand it over, soften, surrender. Surrender to what is, and feel into what could be. Forgive your past self for not being able to do something that you could do now. And move forward. We can't move backwards. We can only move forwards. So feel the spiral journey, the returning, the healing. Recognize how much healing you've done. Look back at the journey that's brought you to here now. Pat your, former self on the back and tell her she's doing amazing, that she did amazing, that she helped bring you to where you are now. Get clear on your boundaries, your contracts. Get clear with your communication. And after you've done those two things, hand it over to Spirit, lay it on the altar, and surrender. I hope that there was something here for you today, and as always, I'm sending you so much love.